Welcome to episode 3 of Keybounce's Captive Minecraft 4 Winter Realm, or Overhyped Caverns of Doom, Vertical Vanilla Viewing. For this episode, one of the things we're going to be doing is the achievement for baking bread, kind of obviously. I've got an idea of how I can get Monster Hunter safely. And in fact, if I'm correct, it's something that's going to be needed to do. And beyond that, I'm going to start digging down and finding either finding iron, or if I'm correct about what I am planning, I should be able to catch fish because I'll be able to get string from spiders. Now, the first thing is I want to show you what I have. Upstairs, I have 3 nice trees grown. I've got all my wheat in a line fully grown. Downstairs I was trying to make a tree farm, and I finally got a tree to grow. But notice it did not grow up at this top block, this top layer. So I could, in theory, move this grass layer down a little if I wanted to. As I was saying when my microphone died on me, the tree grew only in the center. The tree's footprint is 5 by 5, trunk and 2 rows of leaves. It needed a 3rd row clear. And that's assuming that it's seeing these snow layers. It's on the same height as the snow layers. They're distance 4 out from this where the sapling was planted. It needed to be in the center. It would not grow even if it was next to the center. Which means that if it does need 3 blocks clear, it doesn't like the snow layers. Speaking of snow layers, last time I said that I didn't know how to replace the snow layers that I had taken up by accident. I forgot I have a recipe mod. 12 snowballs worth of snow will give me 6 snowballs worth of layers. And 3 of those will give me all the snow layers I need to replace the snow layers that were removed by accident. Now the next thing is my farm. And you'll remember I said that this block is sometimes turning non-water, and that's causing me issues at this end. Something that I discovered that can be done on this map as soon as you have stone from down below, and I either have made a furnace or a stone pickaxe and have access to that block, you can start bringing water. And the sound just died on me again. Alright, give me a second while I fix my sound again. And even carry this water. And if you're wondering why it's cobblestone down there, it's because I've already had to fix this after it. I had to fix this once. This is my little farming room, and down here is where I had the farm blocks. But with this setup, what I can do is that if I remove this cobblestone block, the water comes down and winds up here. So if I had, for example, that removed and something else in its place, like say lowering the farm block down here 1 row and then sticking something underneath this to prevent the water from dripping down. Lowering this grass layer down 1. Note that that means putting it directly above this nice little marker line, which I think was a map maker hint hint. It's like the map maker gave just enough space that you can put your grass down here. And at this level, you have just the right height to make your farm and have water come down and just have it all work. Like that was the intended design, the intended, hey, people who are paying attention, this is how you set up a farm and have all the farm space you need, even in a tiny, tiny map. So the next thing I'm going to do then is lower that lower farm down 1 and start to conserve my grass blocks. Back in a bit. So the block that was lying on top of the ice that I thought was gravel was andesite. And I wanted to get, when I found that out, I wanted to get some polished andesite to make polished andesite slabs from. But polished andesite is not made by smelting regular andesite. It's not like you smelt cobblestone into smooth stone. You don't smelt andesite into smooth andesite. It's crafted by 4 of them. And the map only gave me 3. So I'm going to use plain. I have been spoiled by mods. Yeah, this is vanilla. Stone, sandstone, cobblestone, bricks, stone bricks, all the woods, red sandstone, and purpur, but none of the new stone types. Okay, so somewhere I did manage to get a 4th andesite without expanding the world border. This is Minecraft. Decorations are important. Note my hunger. Food is going to be important really, really soon. Yeah. Okay. Oops. Now, if all goes well, I remove this cobblestone block over here, and the water flows. And at that point, the water will flow into this spot, and then since it can't flow anywhere else, it will flow down here. As I said, that's assuming I have this all set right. All right, one more time. These slabs mark where the water trough is up above. It comes to this square. The cobblestone gets removed. And then the only place that it can flow is here. And then from here, it can only flow down this way and into that spot. Ta-da! I now have the ability to fully hydrate this floor. All concerns about farm size growing, even on a tiny map, are now gone. I'm going to have to make more light shaft tunnels just because. Alright. I have 2 beef and 4 pork chop that I will actually not need to eat at this point. I'm assuming that at some point I'm going to need to tame wolves, and I believe you can... No, you tame wolves only with bones. I'll find a use for them. Achievement get. And world border expand. And now I can see the next chest. Ta-da! Mutton. That's right, lamb is kosher, no problem. Ooh, ooh, ooh! Oak saplings! Arrows. And another torn journal entry. Day 29. My shovel broke today. I've broken 4 or 5 of them. But I found the ancient monuments buried deep in the snow. If I just had some hardened clay blocks and dies, I could surely restore them to their original state. Well, it is day 23. Not day 29, day 23. So I'm not too far off from this person's journal. Hardened clay is easy enough. If you have regular clay, you can smelt it and make it hardened. And we've got the red dye already. I can get yellow dye as soon as I have some bone meal. And I can get bone meal as soon as I kill a skeleton. So the next thing is wheat, check. Sugar, milk, eggs, no. Bread, taken. Monsters. Well, I need to find a way to spawn some monsters safely. Vanilla actually requires you to kill a cow before you breed a cow. So the next 2 achievements are basically either iron, which isn't going to give me an achievement, or set up a monster spawning area to get string from spiders and bones from skeletons. So the next thing is monsters and updating my farm. All right. Oaks. I much prefer oak wood to spruce wood. I actually prefer birch wood over both of those. All right, so yeah, just break it all. Don't ask. Yes, I have a horror. That thing. So this is a comment on the story of this map. The first journal entry you see says day 18. I have reached the area on the map. Today will be setting up the camp. So day 18 was spent setting up camp. Day 19 was dig downwards. The second journal you find is day 34, and the avalanche has buried the way back. But I just now found, after getting several achievements, day 29. So in other words, although you find them in order of set up camp, stuck underground, ancient monuments found, that's not the story order. You're getting these journals out of order. And piecing the story together from out-of-order fragments is going to be one of the things that you're doing. So out of curiosity, day 18, so he started operation on day 19. So his day 19 is my day 1. So there's an 18-day difference. So day 11 would have been the Room of Monuments. I think I was on day 7. And then day 20, no, 18, roughly day 16 would be the stuck underground. I had a polar bear spawn. That's actually a bad thing. I did not want that to happen. Well, I now know that polar bears are non-hostile mobs. I am surprised as heck. I'm actually wondering if it migrated in from an outside area. If I simply walked close enough to it and it activated. Meanwhile, what do I tame you with? You have a lot of hearts. What do I tame you with? You can't leave the world border, yet you somehow... You can't leave the world border. I didn't complete any monuments, so you're not a monument reward. You were within 6 blocks of me, so you certainly too close to be a normal spawn. Well, I have a polar bear friend. Oh yes. Another 4, I think, tall grass, and still no more seeds. Still a grand total of only 1 seed found from, I think I'm up to 16 tall grass now. I think that will safely contain the polar bear. It's not going to hit me by accident. I'm not going to hit it by accident. How the heck did it spawn when mobs are not supposed to spawn right next to you? I don't have enough light up here. You can plant a sapling on farmland. Did not know that. My first underground oak has grown. Its height is 1 for the base, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oopsie. Try that again. 1 for the base, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. It is the shortest I've ever seen an oak tree grow. I actually thought I was running into these guys. So I don't need to lower it, but will probably grow more if I do. In any event, note all the monster noises that you see. I'm not hearing them, just seeing the subtitles. If I step up, they go away. In each of the corners, you hear them? They're active in each of the corners. They are not active up here. Skeleton here, nothing here. I'm going to explore around and sight the room, but if I understand Minecraft sounds correctly, that means that roughly 16 blocks below where I am now is a... Oh, I just saw a zombie. So about 16 blocks below me is a cavern that has creatures in it. Oop. Ow. Gonna get the hang of that eventually. Basically, 16 blocks below me is a cavern, a cave node, that is going to basically be full of monsters. And if I don't do something to drain monsters out of there before I get there, I will be running into something like 80 hostile mobs at once, which will be rather fatal. So I'm going to have to come up with a way to make dark areas for monsters to spawn that I won't have to fight. Let's chop this guy down. I present to you the Keybounce Monster Spawner Mark I. I do not normally make mob spawners. I will be honest with you, this is the first one I have made. The idea is simple. The monsters will spawn on this platform. Above the platform are upper slabs started against the wall. And then from there I have a wall for them to be inside. I am going to make this a total of 3 blocks high. So this is block 2. I want 1 block more of height. Unfortunately, I built it a little too close to the wall. No, let's leave the room of monuments intact. I will move this. And then, and as I finish walling it up, we now have, without disturbing the room of monuments, or my little stairwell in and out, a 2x3 area that is completely dark. I have access to things' feet and their weapon to use on their feet. I can walk around the base. The outside of the box is lit. and I can get up onto the box as needed. So if all goes well, this will start spawning monsters when I am upstairs. So if all goes well, I should get monsters to spawn in that little cage while I am up here working on my trees. And we'll find out if it does. Well, my first revised attempt to get water into farmland on 2 layers suffered from a single point of failure. Even with 2 torches on this block, it still will freeze over. The solution is to make a second block. So there's now 2 ways for it to get in. But now I don't think that torch will light up this. We'll find out if this block over here will freeze it now. I have 4 blocks wide farmland over here. A guest. And due to the placement of this staircase, 3 blocks wide over here. And it appears my temporary loss of farmland, temporary loss of water has done a serious thing down here. There's a few spots where I cannot grow a crop. And these spots just get a torch in them to provide some additional light. Oh, I didn't pay attention. I used it up. I just saw an Enderman walking around down there. So this may be, if I'm seriously looking at combat, let me get a bread. My crafting table is down there. Do I have my wheat with me? No. Okay. So let's see if I can handle 1 loose Enderman in combat. There's his particles. He's carrying something. 1 Enderman. How hard could it be? Get bread, make toast. Get wheat, make bread. Give myself saturation. Now I can heal in combat. There he is. First combat. That's right, the pause. The pause. Achievement get? And I think I will end the episode here, or at least with another loaf of bread, and my wheat is upstairs. Good night. Oh, yes. If you like these slow, methodical, careful, you don't get it. They don't drop it. If you like the slow, methodical, careful approach to this type of thing, please hit like, hit subscribe, and share this with your friends. And I need to learn how to fight in 1.10. Good night.